Don't you just love the sound of the harp? It's just so magical. All right, you guys, and little hello to the little fish that are going off to college. You're leaving the pond that you grew up in, and you're off to college. And congratulations. It's really a big deal to go off to college. And I was thinking this morning that when I was in college, that's when I started my YouTube channel. So that was back when I was a master's student at Temple University. And it was just a really wonderful and special and scary time in my life. And so some of my little ones are off to college this year, and I've got that idea of going onwards and upwards, and I'm very excited for you on this path. So basically this video are just some things that I probably would have liked to hear when I was going off to college, and so here they are for you. So I've taken some notes, and I think the big thing to think about, or just remember, one of the big things to think about and remember, it's kind of a terrifying idea, but you are really like a little fish, like a little salmon that's leaving the that's leaving the fresh water, and you're gonna swim out into the ocean. And it's just a completely different, similar, but different experience. And in your little pond that you've been in, you have probably been surrounded by, most of your community has been people that actually really care about you and have your best interests at heart. If you've been lucky enough to grow up in an environment that's like that, it's really special. But you have been kind of interacting with teachers, parents, friends. The bubble that you're in, it's basically surrounded by people that really care and want the best for you. But when you go off into the real world, or you're in the college situation, you're not in that community anymore. And you just have to remember that, you know, you're going to be surrounded by people that may not really care at all about what's best for you. They just want to do what they want to do. And so you have to be really, just remember that you have to keep your best interests in mind as well. You can still have fun and go have adventures and have a little chaos, but at the end of the day, you are the one that's responsible for keeping your best interests close to heart and continuing to walk in that path. So it's kind of a treacherous time. And if you think about the metaphor of the salmon, you know, a lot of salmon, when they get out into the ocean, a lot of them don't come back to spawn. It's just treacherous. There's sharks, there's people fishing, salmon are delicious, you know, we all eat salmon. So it's just, and they have to work so hard to come back to their original little place to spawn. Like, it's very treacherous. So anyway, just keep that in mind. The other thing is that it's really helpful to start to establish some kind of routine. A routine just ensures that you're doing the things that you need to do, want to do, and you're just getting everything done that you just would like to get done. And of course, we always kind of procrastinate a little bit, but if you get used to a routine, then you kind of just are going through the motions, especially if it's a positive routine. You just get in the groove of doing certain things. So just some ideas would be to establish an exercise routine, get your meals together that you want to have for the week. Think about what do you want to eat, and then thinking about finances. I know that most of us, when we're in school, we're probably there full time, and there's just not a lot of time to do anything else. And those of us that are there part-time are probably working as well. It's just a very busy time. It doesn't last forever. It's just a small period of time that you're in college. But if you start thinking about your finances and putting a little bit of money away to save, especially, you know, you could, if, for example, Bank of America, You can easily link your Merrill Lynch account with your checking accounts. There's all sorts of banks that do that, but it's just easy to start saving some kind of money that's not in your like immediately available checking account. You can start to do some investing is basically what I'm rambling about. So you could kind of begin that. And even if it's just $25 to $50 a month that you're able to put away, it really adds up, especially if you start that when you're 18. If you do that for 10 years, by the time you're almost 30, you will have saved money up for your life, transitioning out of college and helping you have money to just live as an adult. So I would just recommend that you start thinking about getting in a financial routine as well. So the last thing to think about that came to my mind is to think about turning your hobby into some money. So for example, musicians, we are usually like our own business. We either teach lessons, we perform, we do gigs, we might play on recordings, we might there's always kind of things that we're doing. And so we are just almost innately our own business. And so if you start to kind of teach some lessons here and there, it helps you develop professional skills as well. I mean, working with other people is one of the most wonderful and terrifying things that you can do, but it will really teach you about professionalism. And when you're going off to college, you're not a professional. You're a little tiny fish that's going on this adventure, and you're going to be learning about how to be professional and learning how to be an adult and learning how to establish healthy routines for yourself that are like a little bit of order amidst the chaos. So that's very, very important. Let's see if there's anything that I've forgotten to kind of touch on. I mean, it's just a fun time. I would recommend that you just, on a Sunday evening, get a piece of paper together. And in fact, there's all sorts of like little kind of like habit trackers. I'll link some below that I use. Habit trackers, you can kind of look at your week ahead, or you can kind of look at the month ahead, whatever it is that you want to do. But the key is to plan ahead. Plan exactly ahead what you need to do, and then put it when you're going to do it, and then do it. And you can even reward yourself with like a little gold star or something, like a little sticker is always kind of fun. I know that sounds crazy, but the joy of a gold star sticker is wonderful, especially if you start seeing a lot of them. You just feel good. So the Sunday night, I would take a look at your week and then plan out the things that you need to do, the time that you want to have free time to do fun things, and when you want to do your exercise, for example, and then you could figure out when you want to do your grocery shopping. So my husband and I, we do our grocery shopping on Saturdays, and then on like Saturday, Sunday, I'll kind of do some like little meal prep things, and that way we have food for the week, and it's easy to freeze. Like you can freeze some things, and then midweek you can have things to take out. But there's certain salads that last a long time, like kale salads will last a long time in the fridge, a couple days. And you can make like chicken pot pies, and you can make roast vegetables, and you can make chicken. You can even just boil it or roast it. That's easy, or fish, or whatever it is. There's all sorts of books out there. I'll link my favorite book that I use. I just love this book so much. It's by Downshiftology. She has a wonderful channel, so I'll link her book below. But Saturday's a great time to go grocery shopping, get what you need for the week, and you're only going to go grocery shopping one time a week because you have to do other things during the week. And if you have your meals prepped, then you don't have to think about it. You just grab it and you go. Hard-boiled eggs, by the way, that's another good one to have on hand, and some canned beans and whatever. And then for exercise, if I was going to college and I didn't have time to go to the gym, most colleges have a nice gym, but I never went to the gym. And in fact, the pandemic has taught me how to exercise at home. I never need to go to a gym really to exercise, although my apartment does have a gym, and sometimes I'll go for a run on the treadmill there, even though I'm very blessed and there's a treadmill lurking behind this over here. I don't run on the treadmill up here in my apartment. I'll just go for a walk. But anyway, I would say that you're probably going to be walking a lot in college, so you can check that off your list. But maybe doing some weights, getting some kettlebells, and doing a kettlebell routine. I'll link below my favorite kettlebell program. It's like 6 weeks, and they alternate with kettlebells and yoga even. It's so important that you keep your body strong when you're in your 20s, because if you have a good platform of health and strength in your 20s, it'll just carry on. And if you establish that goal or routine, I should say, when you're in your 20s, it'll just carry on for your lifetime. It'll just be a wonderful thing for you a gift to give yourself, is just a healthy exercise routine. So I would just pick up a couple kettlebells. I would look at this Onnit. It's called Onnit series. They mix it up with, kettlebell strength training and also yoga. And then when you're walking, if you have time to go to the gym, you could do some running, or you could join some other classes, whatever you want to do. But the key is that you have probably limited time. So if you can just get it done at home, that's, perfect. It's super. Another little thought about finance. If you are able to go to your bank, I would just make an appointment and see if you can talk to somebody, especially if you are going to turn your hobby into like a little side income for you. I would talk to your bank about your idea, and usually you want to set up a completely separate account to do your business stuff from. There's also a certain threshold of money that you can make before you have to start paying taxes on it. I think you should definitely check that. But I would first of all talk with someone at your bank, and then about your idea, and just say that you're interested in turning your hobby into some money, and you want to just make sure that you're doing everything correctly, because you don't want to get stuck with a whole bunch of taxes and be doing things incorrectly for years. It's just it's very important that you take this seriously, the financial world seriously. So business checking account, that's the account that you're going to be paying yourself from any of your side hustles, and also paying for things from that account too, for any of your materials that you might need. If you're a musician, it's so wonderful to have a business account, because your microphones, your strings, your any equipment that you need for making videos or doing performances or recording or any of that stuff, it's all a tax deduction for you if you establish your business. So there's just things for you to kind of think about. You can help yourself get the things that you need if you already are kind of a business. You have some tax deductions that you can take from that. So talk to somebody who's more knowledgeable about it than I am. But I'll just say that you definitely don't want to get around to tax time and then realize that you have no money to pay the taxes that you need to pay. So I would just say you need to make sure that you save 30% of all of the money that you make, and you might have some left over, but it also might just be that's what you have to pay completely for taxes. And so just make sure that you save 30% of what you make. I know it really sucks, but it has to happen. It's part of the adult world. So I just think that it's a really exciting time. You're going to have so much fun in college. It'll be a perfect, memorable, exciting experience for you. But just be wise, be wary. Wisdom comes from learning. And so you're going to make mistakes. But and it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, this is the best time to be kind of making mistakes. Expose yourself to opportunities, take advantage of opportunities, expose yourself to thoughts and ideas and people that are different from you, and just network, learn, do your very best that you can do. And this is a time for you to kind of enrich yourself so that when you're in your 30s, you've kind of done some things that you couldn't do possibly when you're in your 30s. You know, when you're in your 30s, you have other things that you need to do. You have bills to pay, you have your job, you have your relationship, you might have a family. You know, there's just other things that kind of get in the way. So you might not be able to just go study abroad in Europe for 3 months. You know, you might not be able to go to that thing that you want to go to, or go. It's a time. It's a special time for you to take advantage of those opportunities that come your way. So, anyways, I hope this was interesting, and I will talk to you all very soon. If you have any questions or you want other videos along this kind of subject line, I'd be so excited to make those videos for you. It's not my usual content, and so I feel a little flustered and like all over the place talking about it, but I just had to make this video to just at least say a couple things about going off to college, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll catch you later.